Are you a football fan? Have you ever found yourself wondering, what in the world was that ref thinking? Well, Mike D, the referee, is here to help you. Join me on Whistle Talk as I talk to professionals on the field and in the booth to help you understand what is going on inside the mind of a football official. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Whistle Talk. Here we are mid-season now, rolling along here, getting it going. And joining me once again, I got my buddy Daniel Chamberlain joining me. Daniel, what's cracking this morning? How you doing, buddy?
Sleepy this morning, man. It was a good emotional loss last night, but a fairly good game. You know how those can be taxing, mentally taxing. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had a game last night, and Daniel and I are recording this on a Saturday morning, early afternoon. I had a game last night that 21-21 at halftime. Final score was 28-21 with 6 seconds left in the game. Kid head topped 2 other kids in a very emotional game. Knocked off a state powerhouse team here in New Jersey, a public school that's a little down this year for where they've been, but it was their first lost to another public school in 40 games. So it was a big game. Yeah. It was a really big game, and it was well played and well coached and hopefully well officiated. I got to go back and still watch the film on it to critique ourselves. So, but today we have a really not so fun episode. Today we have, as I've been referring to, Voldemort. We're going to dive into the inadvertent whistles because it's something that happens. And now that we're in the season, this is something that a lot of coaches don't understand what the results are and what we're going to do on that. And to be honest with you, this is a play because it's not very common that a lot of officials sometimes will make a mistake on too. So it's something that I want to kind of dive into, and we're going to go through some different case plays. And I picked up the Reading manual. So some of the questions that they have in the Reading manual. So kind of a reminder now of if we do have this situation, and Daniel talked about it last week. He had it in his game, and we're going to show a little clip of that. And we've had it in my crew a couple of years back. I've got a clip of that. So we're going to kind of dive into those things. But before we begin, if you're enjoying the show, do me a favor, hit those like and subscribe buttons, follow us, totally free. While you're at it, we'd love to hear a quick review. I've been getting some nice reviews, some not nice reviews, but again, I'm an official. I can take it. So bring it on. Let's hear what you guys have to say. I truly appreciate it. Only takes a second. And if you know somebody who would enjoy the show, share it to them. Let's get this community growing. And follow us and go to that YouTube page where you can see these clips a little bit more visually. If you're listening to it, you can go to YouTube and you'll be able to watch these clips and see what we're talking about. YouTube.com/@Mike D the referee. Hit that subscribe button there too. Daniel, where can they find you?
All the places. We've got the Football Coaching Podcast, which is on all your major podcast carriers. The Coaching 101 Podcast, same thing. Those are the two biggest places. You can email me at chamberlainfootballconsulting@gmail.com. I just shut the Patreon down. I started a new gig locally cooking for a profession, and I can't do it all. I am a man. I limited resources, so
yeah.
Anyway,
sometimes
that I'll never quit talking and coaching, but the onside the consulting is a little different right now.
Yeah, Daniel's dove into the food truck industry, so good luck with that. That's awesome stuff.
Thank you.
So today we are going to kind of dive into, I don't know, something that the crowd, we want to hear that, but sometimes we hear, and it just drives us nuts. We're like, oh man, that inadvertent whistle. So to get started, just talk about what the inadvertent whistle is. First of all, as you can see, it's our nightmare. It is an absolute football official's nightmare where we are guilty of having happened at least some time or another in our career. Now I got to find some real wood because my desk here is like plywood. Here we go. We got some real wood over here. I got to knock on wood. I have not had personally an inadvertent whistle in a varsity game. I've had it on a youth game. I've had it in a JV game, and I was able to cover myself. But on a varsity game, I have not had that inadvertent whistle yet. But again,
for you too.
Yes, thank you. It's usually isn't inadvertent at all by definition. It's blown deliberately by the official who sincerely believes that the play is over. So it's not like something that, whoops, I blew the whistle. There are a few times, and we do talk to our cadets of not keeping the whistle in your mouth while you're running, which I know basketball does, but we have some people who might be heavy breathers. And if all of a sudden you breathe heavy with the whistle in your mouth, you're blowing the whistle. So what we got to understand before we truly dive into it is what the whistle does. And how we're going to handle it. So the methods of handling such whistles, which is 4-2-3, depends on the type of play and the status of the ball with these. So basically, we're going to divide it into 3 categories. Player is in possession of the ball. We got a loose ball, such as a backward pass, fumble, illegal forward pass, or a illegal kick. And during the snap with a legal forward pass and a legal kick. So, Daniel, if you want to give everybody a reminder really quick. This is Rule 4, Section 2, dead ball and end of down. This is from our NFHS rules book here.
Absolutely. So the 4-2 tells us the ball becomes dead and is down, and the down is ended when a runner goes out of bounds, is held so his forward progress is stopped, or allows any part of his person other than hand or foot to touch the ground. B, when a live ball goes out of bounds, or C, when any forward pass, legal or illegal, is incomplete or simultaneously caught by opposing players. So that's the 3 ways.
There are actually 5. I kept the other ones off because they're dealing with kick plays and touchbacks and stuff like that. But what's one thing that's missing from this slide that we're talking about right now? What don't you see?
Not in the play.
That's a key component, especially coaches, to understand. The whistle does not end the play. The play ends itself, and the whistle happens after the play is over. So you're going to see now Article 3, the inadvertent whistle ends the down. The inadvertent whistles are administered as followed. So we have 4 options, and we're going to kind of break down these options. Down shall be replayed if during the down or during the down in which a penalty for a foul is declined and an inadvertent whistle is sounded while a legal forward pass or snap is in flight or during a kick. B, the team last in possession may choose to either put the ball in play where the possession was lost or replay the down if during a down in which the penalty for a foul is declined and an inadvertent whistle sounded while the ball is loose following a backward pass, fumble, illegal forward pass. A lot to digest on that one.
Yes.
And we got C. Team in possession may choose to either accept the results of the play at the dead ball spot or replay the down if during a down in which a penalty for a foul is declined and an inadvertent whistle sounded while the ball is in player possession. And then D is the penalty shall be administered as determined by the basic spot and take precedence over an inadvertent whistle. During a down, a live ball foul occurs prior to the inadvertent whistle. So A, B, and C talk about if a penalty is declined. D talks about if a penalty is accepted for something that happens prior to the inadvertent whistle. So, Daniel, did you get all that? Do you understand every one of those?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. Run the dang ball. And then if there's an inadvertent whistle, you get either the results or you can replay it, right?
Yep. So I want to throw a clip up here. Let's see which one I got here. There we go there. All right. So let me pause this. Oh, because I'm sharing my screen, it won't let me show the clip here. So here comes the clip now. Live. Go. There it goes. This game look familiar?
It does look very familiar.
So
Still
plays
hate to hear it.
in, ball is in player possession. So I'm going to try to rewind it a little bit. And it's tough to hear because you got the crowd noise. But if you're watching the play, let's see. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Running back was kind of in a pile of players. Legs kept moving. Forward progress had not stopped yet, but he was kind of in a mosh of players. And a whistle was blown by an official. I'm pretty sure it was on the far sideline. And we got ourselves an inadvertent whistle. So let's go back to sharing the screen here. Take that off. All right. So Daniel, I'll let you take this first one here.
If an official blows his whistle while a player has possession of the ball, the play is dead immediately. The team in possession has one of two options: to take the ball where it was blown dead, or to replay the down at the previous spot. Here are some examples. 2nd and 8 at the A25. A20 gains 5 yards to the A30 and is still running when the whistle blows. So he's gained 5 yards. Ruling: Team A may put the ball in play 3rd and 3 at the A30 or replay the down 2nd and 8 from the A25, which is basically the same thing we would just had in that last clip.
Yep.
And we just chose to take the ball because he at least got 8 or 10 yards or whatever the heck it was there, right?
Yep. Now the question I have is, did they also count the down?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
I can't vouch for it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
And for those of you that are just listening and not able to see the screen, that play itself. The whistle blew, like Daniel said, about a 7 or 8 yard gain. But then the running back proceeded to continue and go. And I'm trying to look at the screen. Looks like it would have been a 78-yard touchdown. It looks like the whole play.
He got hawked down around the 20 or something. But
okay,
he did break it.
So still a big play on that one. So that one's again, it's a tough one to swallow, and it was blown inadvertently. Blown on purpose because the referee, or the official, I should say, thought that the ball carrier was down. So now you had the options. Do me a favor, in that scenario, explain to me how it was handled on the field by the officials in question.
I mean, you can kind of see them huddling there at the end. Of course, everybody was the crowd carries a lot, right? Because we're at home. The crowd is obviously not very happy that. Why are all the players still standing way back there? We just watched the ball get carried for all them yards. I was in the booth, so I didn't get to hear the exact conversation, but basically they came over like, look, we blew it dead. They just fessed up to it, and away we went. Really good coaching staff, and so we were able to just go, all right, next down, right? It's over. It ain't like arguing's going to bring that yardage back. So, yeah. I mean, they quickly owned up to it, and I don't know if there was an apology or anything like that, but we just kind of moved on with life.
Gotcha. All right. Example, stole player possession. Teammate punts, and it's caught by B37, who runs several yards before an official mistakenly blows his whistle. In this scenario, Team B has the option of taking the ball where it was blown dead or having the play replayed from the previous spot with Team A back in possession. Note the whistle was blown during the running play and not during a kick. So in this one, we've talked about a kick as a kick as a kick. This is now during the return. The whistle was blown. So Team B has the option. Okay, they caught the ball. They gained some yards on the punt return, but maybe they were about to bring it down back to the house. So they have the option of taking it where the whistle blew, killing the play, or they can replay the down and have Team A basically have 4th down over again. I don't know if they would punt again. You would assume that they would punt again, but that's a roll of the dice that the team's going to have to take in that one. And again, it sucks. And then the last one for this one is a deep receiver. R19 recovers a kickoff and advances the ball. As he crosses the R15, the whistle blows. And in this one, the receiving team may take the ball where it was blown dead, or again, have Team K repeat the free kick from the previous spot. So again, these are during kick plays, but the kick is now over. So that's where we got the difference there. All right. Fumble, backward pass, or illegal forward pass. And I got a clip with this one. So, Daniel, you want to take this one?
Yep. When the whistle is blown while the ball is loose, under one of these circumstances, the fumbling or passing team has the option of taking the ball where the player lost possession or replaying the down at the previous spot. Remember, the fumbling or passing team still has team possession, even though the ball is not in the possession of a player. In this case, if the team in possession chooses not to have the down replayed, it will keep the ball where the player possession was lost, not where the ball was at the time the whistle blew, and the down will count.
And here is an example. On 2nd and 7, A29 carries the ball for a 4-yard gain and fumbles. The loose ball now rolls forward for another 9 yards when it is then blown dead by the official. In this scenario, Team A has the option of taking the ball where it was fumbled for the 4-yard gain for 3rd and 3, or replaying the down for 2nd and 7 from the previous spot. So I got a clip here that I want to show you, and this was shared to me. This was a local youth team, and you're going to see a turnover occurs. And again, please, you'll hear the whistle along with the crowd.
We're almost there. Oh my God.
Flag in the play.
The mom was so happy. Oh, you got a touchdown.
So what we had there is a ball carrier running, and again, kind of got in the mix there with some players, and kind of got spun around. And again, the official on the far side of the field blew their whistle inadvertently, and simultaneously, the ball was being stripped out of the ball carrier's possession, which was then returned for a defensive touchdown. In this scenario, they ended up replaying the down because it's not a loose ball yet, because it was still in the player's possession. And this one is a really tough one to swallow. But the officials did make the call right. They got together. How they explained it kind of ticked off the coaches, and they didn't realize it. And going back and watching it on film, was it simultaneously with the fumble?
It didn't look. It looked like it was already in defensive possession.
Yeah,
right? The defender's like running away from that running back, and the whistle blows.
And that's the bone of contention in that scenario. If that's what they would have ruled, that okay, he gained possession, then it would have been the defensive ball at that point, at where the dead ball happened, or replaying of the down. But because if you look at the film, the ball carrier had his back to the official that blew the whistle, and they said he was still in possession of the ball, which is why they replayed it. This is a 3-man game. This is a smaller crew. It's a youth football game. It's 14U. It's a youth game. But it's something that we always talk about, that we need to see the ball before we blow the whistle. And the other thing that our head referee has drilled into our head is, we use a term, don't fish in another person's pond. And that's not only for penalties, but that's also for whistles. So if the play is on the far side of the field, I'm not going to blow my whistle. That wing on that side is going to blow their whistle. We don't need to have multiple whistles on the play for something that I don't know if I can truly see it from 55 yards away. So the person whose zone that's in should have the whistle. And we have many times when the balls run right up the middle. As an umpire, at the snap of the ball, I spit my whistle out of my mouth, because I don't want to have that inadvertent whistle, because it's up to my short wings to have the forward progress, which I can't tell. So if I see that the runner is down, I'll put my hand up to signal to the wings that they're down if they can't see it. And I'm using my voice. All right, it's over, it's over, it's over. But I'm not blowing my whistle. So it's something that we're ingrained in our head of okay, let's keep them making the calls. And in this scenario, unfortunately, that did not happen. So let's go back to, once again, sharing the screen here. And again, talking about another example. So this is still on a loose ball. 3rd and 7, A17 rolls out and is 2 yards behind the neutral zone when they throw a backward pass, to A41, who muffs the ball. While the ball is still in the air, the official sounds his whistle. Why that would happen when the ball is still in the air, they would blow the whistle, I don't know. But again, we're human.
Well, if he muffed it, it sounds like he thought it was going to be incomplete, right? Like brain fart. I mean, obviously it isn't incomplete yet, but yeah, I got you.
So in this one,
like sometimes you can understand these, right? They almost make sense. Like
almost. So Team A then has the option of replaying the down at the previous spot, 3rd and 7, or keeping the ball where A7 passed it, making it 4th and 9, because they blew the whistle while it was a loose ball. So it was actually before the muff. So it was while the ball was being thrown backwards, which again is an oddity of why the official would blow their whistle in that point in time. I don't know where they thought that the play had ended for them to inadvertently blow it, but it's one that it is now a loose ball scenario because the ball was in the air. All right, Daniel, legal forward pass or kick.
All right, whenever an inadvertent whistle sounds during a kick or a legal forward pass, there is no option. The ball is returned to the previous spot and the down is replayed. Remember, a pass ends when the ball is caught, intercepted, or incomplete. Likewise, for a kick ends when it is caught, recovered, or becomes dead.
All right. So I got one more clip that I want to share. Let me make sure I get the right one. Here we go. So this is a game that my crew was officiating a couple of years back. You'll see me, my beautiful, well, not so beautiful body there. I'm on K side behind the kicker, and I don't know if we have volume with this one, but I'll kind of walk you through it. So we got a kick off. We get a pooch kick. Fair catch, muff, recovered by a K. And I'm going to backtrack it here a little bit because you can't hear the whistle for some reason. We've got a wing up here on K side, and our short wing who's in charge of the spot, he comes in killing it because he saw the fair catch. He did not see the muff. And that's one that we had to swallow our pride and go to the head coach of K and say, we had an inadvertent whistle on that. Because it was still a kick, we have to replay the down.
So talk to me about like obvious observation, right? I mean, perception there is he muffed it. It's obvious he muffed it. Why can't that just go to the kicking team? What I mean,
honestly, because of this rule. Because if this rule wasn't in place, somebody would say, well, our kids stopped playing because they heard the whistle. And in this scenario, because it was such a bang type of scenario, that wasn't the case, but it leaves too much gray area open for, okay, what did they have it? Was it bang? So because it was still a loose ball, because it was a muff on a kicking play and the kick didn't end, because again, a kick is a kick is a kick until it is in possession. So now we have it on a kick play. The only option for us is to re-kick the play. And this one again was the first half of a game, so we went into the locker room at halftime, and we all got an ass chewing by our white hat because it was wrong. And he puts a lot of pressure on us, and he puts a lot of onus on us, and I commend him for that. I think that makes us better at what we do, because when we do screw up, he's going to let us know. And if he screws up, well, it's our job to save him. So, because he's the one that the spotlight's on, but he's the one that had to go up to the coaches and say, okay, coach, this is what happened. We blew it. We made the mistake. And he didn't say my guy made the mistake or my wing. He said, we blew it. We made a mistake. The only option because of the kick play is that we're going to have to re-kick the ball. The coach was pissed. Coach understood though, and we moved on and ended up having a hell of a game. Unfortunately, K's team ended up losing that game in a very close game. So it's one that hurt, and it's one that, I mean, we've learned from, and hopefully we'll never have that happen again. But because the ball carrier was screening our guy. He didn't see the ball. He didn't see that the ball came loose. He saw the fair catch, and we're always trying to kill the play on the fair catch as quickly as possible.
For sure.
But he didn't realize that the ball was muffed. So here's some examples again from the writing guide. Team K's punt is A, in flight, or B, rolling along the ground when official inadvertently sounds their whistle. The ball is dead immediately. The down must be replayed, and the clock starts on the ready for play. In B, it doesn't matter if team R touches the kick, because a kick is a kick is a kick. So, hurts. Dan, you want to take the next two examples?
Yep. A15 throws a legal forward pass that is tipped by B67 and goes high in the air as the ball is coming down but still airborne, and official sounds his whistle. The whistle was blown during the pass, so the ball is returned to the previous spot and down is replayed. It makes sense, right? Possession has not been gained.
Correct.
And the last one, Team K's kickoff is muffed by R28. The ball rolls toward R's end zone when an official blows the play dead. Inadvertent whistle during the kick, replay the down. Once again, because he didn't gain possession, so it doesn't become the run play portion yet. Right?
Correct.
It's still the kick play.
And this is where Team K is going to be ticked off because, all right, the ball was muffed. Why can't we get it as it's rolling towards the end zone? Why can't they get the ball there and have 1st and 10 from potentially the 3-yard line?
Right.
Instead, we have to re-kick the scenario. All right, so on a try, if an inadvertent whistle happens during an extra point try, it's treated exactly the same as all other situations in the game. Basically, it's kick, so we're going to replay the try. So it's one that again hurts, but if it's a 2-point play, we get a loose ball, all the same things that we've just talked about, legal forward pass, all those things. Most likely in this scenario, you're going to have a replay of the try. And the last one, your momentum exception. First of all, Daniel, what's the momentum exception? Do you recall?
So momentum exception is, if I'm thinking about it correctly in the kick game, is like if momentum carries a body in, or I guess it could be anything. It could be not on a kick play, right? If you intercept the ball at the 1 and your momentum carries you into the end zone, it's not a safety, right?
Correct. Unless the returner comes out and then goes back in. Right. If they go into the end zone and get tackled, they're going to get the ball at the 1-yard line because the momentum rule where they caught it, and basically it's from the 5-yard in. So if an inadvertent whistle kills the play with the ball in the end zone when the momentum exception rule applies, the exception still applies. It's just another way that the play becomes dead. So they'll get the ball and it'll go back to where the momentum started, in essence.
Now, if the momentum carries them in the end zone, but they break along whatever, can they ask for it to be replayed? Is that still an option? Let's just say that was on a punt.
So now you're talking possession occurred. So it's going to be the team in possession could either take it at the spot of the whistle blowing or replay the down.
Yeah.
So if you're getting a long return, they're probably going to want to take it at where the whistle did occur, because if they've gained 40 yards already, they're going to want it instead of having the team have to repunt it. So,
well, I'm saying if the inadvertent whistle happens while the momentum exceptions go, so he blows it as it goes into the end zone, right, or whatever. But then the returner breaks. They may want to get it re-kicked, because why would I be downed at the 3? That would be pretty tough on their offense. You know what I mean? So it is an option. They don't have to take the momentum exception.
So it's actually in that one, it is going to stick with the kick. So it's going to be to the 3-yard line.
So there's no option to re-kick that.
So the momentum exception applies in that one. It's just another way that the play becomes dead.
Oof,
so
that's tough.
Yeah. All right. In the preceding example, the official is off the hook for the inadvertent whistle. So that's answering your question. The penalty. Oh, no, I got my slide backward. The penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul. Let me retrace my steps here. All right. So ignoring the inadvertent whistle. So I apologize about that. Ignoring the inadvertent whistle when a foul occurs, meaning ignoring the administrative procedure in 4-2-3 Under no circumstances can Rule 4.2.21 be ignored. The ball is immediately dead when the whistle is blown. So the example of this one is at the immediately at the A12, immediately grabs and twists the face mask of A88. The line judge flags it. A11 then throws a forward pass. While the pass is in flight, the line judge follows up the flag with the whistle. The ball is caught at A84 in the end zone for an apparent touchdown. In this ruling, the whistle kills the play and the ball is immediately dead and there is no touchdown. The 15-yard penalty for the face mask foul is enforced from the previous spot and the down is replayed unless a first down results in the penalty. The whistle cannot be ignored, and because the whistle ended the play while the ball is in flight. So you had a penalty prior to the ball being in flight, so it was in possession. So, but when the ball was in flight, now it kills the play. So from that point on, everything else is dead. They can take the flag. All right. Daniel, you want this one?
Sure. If an inadvertent whistle is sounded during a scrimmage kick and after Team R has fouled, Team K will want to have the penalty enforced in the previous spot. Post-scrimmage kick enforcement does not apply since Team R is not in possession at the end of the down. The down ended when the whistle was blown. Choosing to replay the down under the inadvertent whistle rule is not a viable alternative. For example, 4th and 17 at the K45 during Team K's punt that crosses the neutral zone, R63 blocks below the waist 5 yards beyond the neutral zone. An official sounds his whistle while the kick is still in the air. The ruling post-scrimmage enforcement does not apply because Team R is not in possession at the end of the down. The penalty for Team R's foul is enforced from the previous spot. It will be 4th and 2. Oh, as a coach, I would be furious. 4th and 2 for Team K at the R40. Administration of the penalty takes precedence over the inadvertent. This is where it really, look, you saw our clip earlier, and the kid obviously broke a really long run, and it sucks it got called back. But now if you think, you inadvertently blew the whistle that ended it, immediately following my guy having a penalty, and now the other team's going to keep the ball, and we're going to get the penalty, right? It's just one of those. And because where would that penalty would normally be counted off the return, right?
Well, it would depend upon when everything occurred. So that's why they're talking about post-scrimmage kick.
If I block below the waist, then my punt returner grabs the ball and runs. Now we back up the return spot, right? Because of that block. It doesn't go back to the previous play.
It could, if they wanted to, or they could tack it on.
Okay. Well, anyway, that would just be a rough way to give them a super short. What was it, 4th and 7 or something?
4th and 17.
And now
yes. So now you got a 15-yard penalty on top of it too, not just a 5-yard penalty. You got a 15-yard or so.
So that's pretty tough. That's a tough one to swallow.
Yes. All right. Another example is you got 4th and 12 from R's 45 while K8's punt is in the air. R6 blocks K4 in the back at the 22-yard line. An inadvertent whistle is blown A, before R1 touches the loose ball, or B, after R1 recovers the kick and then fumbles.
Ooh, that's a good one. It sounds like A is going to be re-kick.
If the penalty is accepted in A, the penalty is enforced from the previous spot. Since the whistle stopped the play before the kick ended, the foul cannot be post-scrimmage kick. In B, the whistle also blew while the ball was loose, but after the kick ended, Team R may not choose to replay the down because the administration of the penalty takes the whistle away. The inadvertent whistle has precedence. So the enforcement of that penalty is from the spot of the fumble. So where the run ended. So,
that's that can get real complicated, can't it?
Oh, yeah. And this is why, again, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see us huddling up on such plays and talking over to make sure that we're all on the same page, because we got to remember all these different scenarios. And we're going to go back at the end, and I'm going to just touch on what the basics are, again, that we're going to discuss in our huddle. So in the next scenario, we now have first touching. So first touching by K on a punt or something like that. So first touching, similar to a foul, should take precedence over the inadvertent whistle. An inadvertent whistle is not one of the acts which cancel the first touching privilege. Replaying kickdowns should be avoided whenever possible. And this is across the board. You're seeing it with the fair catches in kickoffs in the college level and all the different things. Why did the NFL switch their kickoff rules? Because injuries were occurring. And when's the last time you've seen a true NFL kickoff where there wasn't a block in the back or something like that? There just seems to be penalties all the time on it.
If it broke for any yardage at all,
It's probably coming back. Yep.
Right.
So the example here, Daniel?
4th and 10 at K40, K6 punt, hits K88 in the leg on the R35. R48 dives for the ball but muffs it. Anticipating a recovery, the back judge inadvertently blows his whistle when the ball is on the R30. Ruling, Team R could elect to replay the down or take the ball at the spot of first touching. So the first touching rule comes into effect here.
Yep. So because the first touching did occur and then the inadvertent whistle happened, they have that option. All right. The clock. We got to talk about what the clock status will be. Whenever the clock is stopped for an errant whistle, then we have to... Oh, an errant toot. I'm sorry. I don't have a fart sound for you.
Right.
So whenever we have an errant toot, the down is replayed. It will start on the ready for play unless Team B or Team R is in possession at the time of the inadvertent whistle and chooses to accept the result of the play. So the clock is going to start on the ready for play, basically, unless Team B or R, again, is in possession at the time of the inadvertent whistle, where they're going to accept the result. So basically, if it's a turnover, a punt play where they're now in possession of it, we're going to start it on the snap in that scenario. So Daniel, extending the period.
If an inadvertent whistle, an errant toot, if you will, occurs during the last timed down of a period, the period is extended for an untimed down. See additional example for extension of a period is discussed in Chapter 7. So if it occurs during the last time down of a period, you get one more shot.
Yep. So, again, that hurts because it could change the scenario, and now all of a sudden the offense has an opportunity for that last second field goal to possibly win the game, because it could be the fourth period that it ends.
Yeah.
And then the last one is unusual circumstances. I love how they have their own category, because I think this whole presentation is an unusual circumstance. So the inadvertent whistle rule is applied in unusual circumstances, such as forward pass striking a dog or a spectator inbounds. Yes, that is in there. You're hearing and reading that correctly. And it should be applied if the ball somehow becomes deflated while it is live.
So, I mean, this sounds crazy, but look at Jerry's world, right? Like,
sorry.
How many times does the punter hit the screen? Because it was like, it's going to cost him, what, $12 million or something to raise it 6 more inches. He's like, nah, just play it. And so, I mean, that stuff happens.
Yep.
We saw, was it Brad Johnson that killed the bird in the middle of an MLB game, right? Like, stuff happens.
Yeah,
so,
Randy Johnson. Yeah, threw a pitch.
What did I say? I said Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
That's the old Buccaneers quarterback, right?
And then think about baseball. You got the old Tampa Bay Stadium where it hit the roof or hits one of the catwalks in it.
Yeah.
Some oddities. So there are some unusual plays across the board.
Especially, and I know that NFHS led games, maybe not so much, but we have so many cameras now that are on guy wires and there's stuff everywhere. So if you do throw a pass and boing, it goes bouncing off a wire, like, you got to have a rule for that. So it looks like it's in place already.
Yeah. The one thing that I haven't heard a ruling about is what happens if it hits a drone. That would probably fall under that unusual circumstance scenario.
Yeah, because that's becoming way more prominent now.
Correct. So I backtracked here to the fourth slide, talking about Article 3, just to kind of rehash everything that we've talked about here. And this is the main slide that we as officials need to truly understand with the inadvertent whistle scenario. All those different plays, there's odysseys and different nuances to it. But if we can refer to this package of 4 will be able to administrate it correctly. So I want to just rehash this one once more. So again, this is Article 3. The down shall be replayed if during the down or during the down in which the penalty for a foul is declined and an inadvertent whistle is sounded while a legal forward pass or snap is in flight or during a legal kick. So again, there's no possession at that point in time.
Right.
B, the team last in possession may choose to either put the ball in play where the possession was lost or replay the down if during the down or during a down in which the penalty again is declined, an inadvertent whistle is sounded while the ball is loose following the backward pass, fumble, illegal forward pass, illegal kick. Again, it's a loose ball play, but where it happened. The last one, the team in possession may choose to either accept the results of the play at the dead ball spot or replay the down during a down or down which the penalty is declined if an inadvertent whistle is sounded while the ball is in play or possession. That one is probably the most common out of all of them because of not seeing the ball. And if you are a triple option team, it's probably happened to you as a coach because the ball is hard to see in that scenario. And the last one, D, if the penalty is administrated as determined at the penalty shall be administrated at the point of the basic spot, and it takes precedence over the inadvertent whistle administration if during the down the live ball fouls occur prior to the whistle and the penalty is accepted. So those are the 4 big things that we have to get together and figure out, okay, when did the whistle blow? Was it a loose ball play? Was it a live ball? Was a player in possession? Do we have a penalty on the play? So these are all the things that you're going to see us gather around and talk. So hopefully we can administer this correctly. So hopefully we can make the best out of our mistake instead of compounding our mistake with another misadministration of the mistake. So, yeah, it sucks. It's like I said, it's Voldemort. We don't ever want to hear it happening or occurring. But this is the human element that we sometimes deal with. And again, we make mistakes. The big key that I want to leave to all the officials, see the ball. Let it marinate, as I've talked about with throwing those flags. Let it marinate, understand what's going on. And for the coaches, the play kills itself. Yes, we blow the whistle because a lot of times the offensive linemen that are blocking people don't know that the ball carrier is down. So we don't want them taking any unnecessary pops. And it's there. There is reason for having the whistle, but the whistle blows after the play is over. It should be immediately after the play is over, but it's after the play is over. So those are the things I kind of wanted to leave everybody with. Dan, what are your thoughts, comments, concerns?
It's just, this one of those things, like you said, it's very weird that it happened to us already this year. But I don't remember if I've seen one before or not in 6 seasons. So it doesn't happen that often. Obviously there's degrees to this, right? There's levels. The onside or the muffed, that hurts worse than our run play that broke for 60 yards. Cause that's a full possession, right?
Yep.
So they can happen anywhere, and I'm glad there's rules in place because at least you have something to point at the book and say, this is how we have to do it.
Yeah. This is how we correct our major screw up. So
yeah,
officials, keep those flags deep, keep those whistles in your hand or dangling from your neck, not in your mouth during the play. I know a lot of officials will have a whistle in their mouth pre-snap, spit it out, and then when the play is over, bring that finger whistle up to their mouth. So they carry 2 whistles. Again, I very rarely blow my whistle post-snap, so I spit the whistle out, and that's about it. Now I'm using my voice as an umpire. But let's not fish in other people's ponds, not blow whistles on plays that are away from us. Let the covering official have that whistle, and see the ball. That is the biggest thing, see the ball. On that note, I want to throw in one little thing. Daniel, you're familiar now with how all the teams are conditioning the footballs these days.
Oh yeah, I do it myself. Yeah, the mud and all the goodness.
Yep. So when you get that new football out of the package, out of the bag that it comes in, what color is that?
It's like weird red something.
Yeah, like an orangey.
I mean, it depends on what. Yeah, orangish, reddish. Yeah, depends on what brand you buy.
And after you mud it up and condition it, what is the color of the ball?
As dark black brown as I can possibly make it.
Yep. And we have a team in our area that is a triple option team that runs the triple option extremely well, and they've got black jerseys.
I'm sure
So
it's possible to see.
When that ball is in the belly of the fullback, you don't know if he's clamping down on it or if the quarterback's pulling it back out and going out. So, especially when you get an option team, ladies and gentlemen, see the football. Let the play kill itself. See the football. Don't blow that whistle assuming that the player is down unless you can actually see that oblong thing with the white laces is pretty much the only thing you could see on those conditioned balls.
That's right. That's right. They
So,
got a good ball conditioner.
Yeah. Does make a difference. I can't lie. All right. So hopefully this is the last time we ever have to talk about inadvertent whistles.
Yes.
But as a realist, I know that that's not the case. But once again, Daniel, thank you very much for taking your Saturday morning, afternoon with me to get this one out there. This is, again, something I think all of us officials need this refresher, especially now, middle of the season, because it happens. And like you said, it happened already for you. So hopefully your officials did administer it correctly. Hopefully, I know that in our scenario, we did get that one right. But there are times it does happen. So hopefully this helps everybody remember what to do if it does occur. So Daniel, thank you once again. Good luck this coming week. And
Thank you.
We'll definitely get together and shoot out another one. Appreciate it.
There we go. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's do that. All right.